So I was reading in the comments about the KRK subject, and somebody said what I'm saying isn't entirely true in relationship to parts. He said Gibson moved on to V8 and rocket lines and began manufacturing their own parts, where the profit margins were higher. And Keith, the original owner, his Focal and Cabase, I don't even know who that is or what that company is, that he was buying would cost more money. And the other thing that's interesting is he says Gibson and distributors were keen to let 6,000, 7,000, 9,000 and E7s die out. Hopefully, people would move on to a newer option. Why would somebody move on to a newer option if you're not going to support the older option? I mean, it makes no sense at all. If I bought a car and they just said, we don't have parts for that anymore, but why don't you buy our new one? I'm not going to be buying that brand anymore. All they did was shoot themselves in the foot by doing something like that. And then he continues on, this person is saying that some producers got together and bought a bunch of drivers. Well, the speakers I had, the drivers weren't the issue, it was the electronics. And every time I called Gibson, they didn't know. They gave me the runaround. They didn't know if they had parts, it didn't have parts. I mean, it would have been simple enough for them to say, we don't make that speaker anymore and we don't have parts. But they were just annoyed with me calling them. So as far as not being exactly true, I don't buy that. And I didn't know Focal made the tweeters, even though they look like them. I don't know where you buy them. And this Cabase, however you say it, must be the woofers for them. I didn't know that either. And I know Keith, and he didn't. I called him and reached out to him, and he didn't give me any of that information. So when I see this kind of stuff, it's not entirely true. It is absolutely true. It's just people that, come in and say, hey, if you just did this, things would work. And the remark of, well, just move on and maybe you'll buy the newer option is just a bad way of doing business. So there, I'm going to post this, and it's easier for me to say things than it is for me to type. Okay.